Welcome back to the program. If you saw my video yesterday on the HEROES Act, you know that I am no fan of that bill. As far as I'm concerned, Republican leadership have a unique opportunity before them to flank the Democrats on their own court. That bill can best be defined as the breadcrumbs that fell off the elitist table, which they shoved off the side into your face and said, here, take your little one-time stimulus payment and run off on your merry little way, while we put most of the trillions of dollars into our friends' pockets. On this episode, I want to share with you the bigger, better, and bolder stimulus plan that America deserves. If you can share this video on Facebook or with your friends so that they can see that they are being robbed right now by this HEROES Act, and maybe somebody in Republican leadership will see it too. Even if you're a fiscal conservative, there are not many times in history where you can pass an additional $3 trillion program, and right now is one of those times. Tens of trillions of dollars have been taken out of the U.S. economy. We are in the middle of a deflationary cycle, and the interest rates are zero. If you're in Republican leadership, do something amazing and unique right now. You can define the next decade if you step away from your partisan line and you pick up the dropped ball of the Democrats from the HEROES Act and you give Americans something amazing. And so this is the right way to do a big, bold stimulus plan. Any good plan needs to take care of these different parts: state and local governments, corporations and banks, small businesses, hospitals and medical research, and the American people. And I separated the American people into the different categories in which we are going to help them. Now, please stick with me on this whole thing. Let me explain it out, how this will all work. State and local governments will get $200 billion. Nancy Pelosi's plan gives them $1 trillion. That is what you call a huge handout to friends. They don't need $1 trillion. $200 billion will suffice, and it's going to be highly regulated and COVID-19 related only. Both Democrats and Republicans can compromise and agree on that number. Corporations and banks, they are going to get $500 billion, but in loans only with a small interest rate. So it means they need to pay this back. It's not just going to be a free handout, and it's going to be highly regulated. Small businesses, they're going to get $300 billion added into the SBA PPP loan. That program already works really well. So why change it if it's already working? The current rules will apply. That brings our total cost up to $1 trillion, but $500 billion of it is loans. Hospitals and research, $100 billion. $75 billion is going to go to hospitals and their needs for their equipment and their people. $25 billion is going to go to additional research. So now we have taken care of state and local government, corporations and banks, small businesses, hospitals, and medical research, and we spent $1.1 trillion with $500 billion of it being loans. And then that brings us to the important part of the stimulus bill, the American people. $1.885 trillion is going to be slated for direct payments to the American people over the next 7 months. First, let's deal with the employed. $490 billion is going to be slated for them. About 70 million people on average are going to qualify for this. $1,000 payments per month for 7 months. And income restrictions are going to apply, similar to the last stimulus bill, 75,000 filing single, 150,000 filing joint, and then tapered off as you go up. A lot of people will say, well, why do the employed need money? Well, first off, we need to stimulate the economy right now. A lot of this money is going to go right back into the economy anyway. Second of all, we need to incentivize people going to work. If you go to work and you realize I'm not going to get anything for it and everyone else is going to get stuff, that's not going to be helpful. So you need to incentivize people to be working. Next, we're living in the middle of a semi-crisis right now. So an extra $1,000 a month is helpful to store away a little bit, make sure you have funds built up to help yourself and your family. So the employed get $1,000 a month for 7 months. Unemployed, $630 billion is going to be slated for them. 30 million are going to qualify on average. If you qualify for the unemployed portion, you will not get the employed portion, which is a little bit different than this just lump sum stimulus payment thing that they're doing right now. It will provide up to $4,000 per month of federal money on top of state aid on unemployment for 7 months. Income restrictions will apply. So on this plan, if you get paid a certain amount at your job, say you get paid $500 a week, you're not going to earn more than what you would get paid at your job. That doesn't make any sense. If you're on unemployment and you're getting money, it's there to make sure you're at least getting the money you were getting at your job. Obviously, once your job pays you more than a certain amount of money, unemployment is not going to be able to meet that. But at least under this program, you're going to be able to get a decent amount of funding while you're on unemployment for 7 months. A lot of people might say then people are going to want to stay on unemployment under this thing. No, they're not. Remember, income restrictions apply. So if you're only making $500 a week at your job, this is only going to pay you about $2,000 a month to be on unemployment. If you switch to being employed, you're not only going to get your regular employment money, but now you're going to shift into the employed category and you're going to get an additional $1,000 per month. So it incentivizes you to get off of unemployment to get the $1,000 employment dollars. Now, if you are employed and you make the highest amount up to the $4,000 amount, you might say, well, see, they're going to stay on unemployment then. No, they're not, because those individuals have careers, and the same rules for unemployment are going to apply to this. Meaning, if your job is available, you must take it. If you don't, then you're going to lose your unemployment. So they're going to go back to their career. They're going to go back to their job. People aren't stupid. They're not going to go, well, I could receive free money for the next 6 months, but after that, then I'm done. They're going to go back to their job. They're going to get their regular income and then the additional $1,000 for those in the employment category. This makes full and total sense. So now on to helping more Americans. SSA, SSDI, SSI, RRB, dependents, adult dependents, and survivors of these categories are going to get $350 billion slated for them. About 50 million will qualify. I know that there's more than 50 million in this category, but some of them are going to move to different categories depending on their situation. Those individuals are going to get $1,000 per month for 7 months. A lot of people will say those people don't need any money. They get already a steady income. They didn't lose their job or anything like that. But you know what? This is supposed to stimulate the economy, and it's supposed to provide extra help to individuals during a crisis. Those individuals need help like anyone else. We have prices that are fluctuating right now. We're in a crisis situation. People need help to put money away, and we need to stimulate the economy. So it makes sense to give those individuals that money. And now we're on to the veterans who we're going to take care of through this program. About 15 million people are going to qualify for this category, and they are going to receive $2,000 a month for the next 7 months. You're going to find that some people who are Social Security or disability are going to funnel into the veteran category. They're not going to get both categories, but they're going to obviously get the veteran one because it's going to be the higher paying amount. It is about time that we give the veterans a little bit more and give them something of what they're due. This is going to help stimulate the economy. This is going to help provide them help and security, extra money to put away during these times. It's going to be about $210 billion for the veterans. Finally, children. $175 billion for children under 17 years old. About 50 million children are going to qualify. $500 per child for each family for 7 months, up to 3 children. So when you add all of these numbers up, the American people, about 215 million American people are going to be provided for month to month with a decent amount of money for 7 months. And that brings out the tally for the American people at $1.885 trillion. And the entire tally for this entire big, bold, right stimulus plan to $2.985 trillion, with $500 billion of it being loans. So it's really $2.485 trillion, which comes in at $500 billion less than Nancy Pelosi's garbage proposal that she gave you. So that's $500 billion that you can throw into different areas that I didn't include in this program. Perhaps for student loan help, or rent and mortgage help, or some additional needs here and there. And if you are a fiscal conservative and you say a program like this is not possible, there are very few times in history where that is not the case. And right now is one of them. Tens of trillions of dollars have been taken out of the U.S. economy. Interest rates are zero, and we are in the middle of a deflationary cycle. If there was ever a time where you could continue to do these stimulus programs and another $3 trillion stimulus program directly aiding American people, this is the time to do it. This is the one moment in history where you can move away from the fiscal conservativity and you can move into something a little bit different. You can set the stage. If you are a Republican leader, you can set the stage for the next decade. if you're willing to take a step back and a deep breath and realize, you know what? There is an opportunity here to do something a little different. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet already, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click the subscribe button. We would love to have you come along with us. We will catch you next time.